Okay, so now we are going to find the area of a regular polygon. Keep in mind, a regular polygon means all the sides are the same, all the angles are the same. So this formula will only work on regular polygons. So that means equilateral, equiangular. Okay, equilateral, equiangular. Now, there are some terms you're going to hear that are going to be a little different. For example, the parts of a regular polygon. And you need to know these parts because you're going to use them a whole bunch, okay? So the distance from the center to the side, so the distance from the center to the side, this is your apothem. A-P-O-T-H-E-M, apothem. And then the distance from the center to the corner is the radius. So how does a figure have a radius? Well, because if you look at your paper, you'll see that there's a circle around the outside. If you notice that if I go from the center to the corner, it's actually the edge of the circle. So it is the radius of the circle, therefore it is the radius of the polygon as well. If you will notice that when you draw the apothem and the radius, and then you have this side right here, this part of the side, it makes a little tiny right triangle. It's super important because you're going to be using trig like crazy today, okay? Mostly tangent, okay? But here's your formula, and it is on the formula chart. I always write it like this. I always say PA over 2. It's the same thing. I just always write PA over 2. I always find the whole thing and then just take half. To me, that's faster or easier. So first thing we're going to do is P is the perimeter and A is the apothem, okay? So if you'll notice over here in this picture, you've got the side, which is 24.2, and this is a regular polygon. Therefore, all the sides are the same. So that means the perimeter, there are 3 sides, and each side is 24.2. So if that's the case, then you're going to find the perimeter, which is 72.6. Now, the apothem is this piece right here that's given to you. Okay, the apothem will always go from the center to the edge. All right, so the apothem is 7. So your area is perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So that would be 254.1. And that is feet squared. I will tell you now, this is the easier part of this lesson. Once we get into having to find the apothem or the radius, you're going to have to do more work. The good thing is that everything is easy. There's just a lot of easy steps. Okay, so you're going to be like, this is a lot of work, and you're right. There's a lot of steps, but the good news is they're easy steps. All right. In the second figure here, it is an octagon, so therefore my perimeter is going to be 8 sides at 13.3 each. So my perimeter is 106.4. The apothem is given, so the area is perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So my area is 851.2 centimeters squared. So this part is super easy. Now, if you have to find something that's missing, like if you look at number 3, the only thing that they gave us is the apothem. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to create a right triangle by drawing the radius so that you can find that piece right here. So every single one of these questions, and let me start off, I'm going to sidetrack for just a second. Okay, so let's just say, for example, all right, if I go to the center of this hexagon, and this works on any polygon, okay? if I were to draw all of my radius, I know that all of these angles together are 360 degrees. So if I were to add the vertex of all those triangles, it's 360 degrees all the way around. Now, if I divide by how many sides there are, that tells me that each one of these angles is 60 degrees. Now, when you draw your apothem, you have to take half because it splits it in half. So now this is 30 and that's 30. Okay, so using that same concept with a different figure, you do the same thing. Okay, so I know that this is 360 degrees. There are 6 sides. So my angle, my central angle is 60, but I only need half of that central angle. So that angle is 30 degrees. You have to know that so you can do your trig. All right. So if I'm looking for this side right here, this side is opposite, this side is adjacent. So that means tangent, because remember, SOH, CAH, TOA, SOHCAHTOA. So I have an O and an A, so you make sure you use tangent. So the tangent of 30 is opposite over adjacent. When X is my numerator, I'm going to cross multiply. So X is 5 times tangent 30. Make sure you're in the right mode. 5 tangent 30 is 289. So X is 2.89. So if this piece is 2.89, then I'm going to go 2.89 times 2, and I get 5.78. So the whole side is 5.78. So now my perimeter, 6 sides at 578. So 34.68. Now I have my perimeter and apothem. So perimeter, 34.68 times the apothem, which is 5, because remember they gave it to us, divided by 2. So 86.7 meters squared. All right. So number 4. In number 4, they're telling us that the apothem is 18. So I'm going to draw my radius in here so that I can find out the side here. So I can double it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go 360 divided by 3, which is 120, and then take half. So that's 60. So this angle right here is 60 degrees. So that is a 60-degree angle. Now, this side is opposite, and my apothem is adjacent. So again, I'm going to do tangent of 60 is opposite over adjacent. X is 18 tangent 60. Which is 31.18. So this part is 31.18. So this part is 31.18. So 31.18 times 2. So that makes the side 6236. So the whole side is 6236. Well, now I have enough information to find the perimeter. The perimeter is 3 sides at 62.36. So 187.08. So now I can do area is perimeter times apothem divided by 2. And I get 1,685 3.72 millimeters squared. All right, number 5. Number 5 is a pentagon. So I know that my apothem is 10. So if the apothem is 10 and I draw my radius, I can find this piece here. So I'm going to find the angle. So the angle is 360 divided by 5, because there's 5 sides, which is 72. Then I'm going to divide by 2, which is 36. So this angle is 36 degrees. So divide by the number of sides and take half. That gives you your angle. It's the same thing every single time. So now, this is adjacent, this is opposite. So, geez, it's tangent again, just like the other two. So the tangent of 36 is opposite over adjacent. So x is 10 tangent 36. So 7.27. So this is 7.27. So that half is 7.27, which makes the whole part 14.54. So the whole side is 14.54. So now I can find the perimeter. Perimeter is 5 sides at 14.54 each. So my perimeter is 72.7. So area, perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So 363.5 inches squared. All right, we're gonna we'll come back to number 6. I want to show y'all all the different ways. If you'll look at this next part here, all they gave you was a side length. So I know for a fact I can find the perimeter. So let's just find the perimeter of these 4 problems really fast. The perimeter of this one is 5 sides, 8 each. So the perimeter is 40. This one, the perimeter, there are 6 sides and they're each 22. So the perimeter is 132. Too bad that this isn't all they're asking for, right? The perimeter here, well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sides, and they're each 14. So now I'm going to have 112 as my perimeter. And the perimeter of this one, there are 3 sides at 9 each, so the perimeter is 27. So very quickly you can find the perimeter. But now I've got to find the apothem. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the apothem, make sure it's perpendicular, and then I'm going to draw the radius. I know this side is 4. So I'm going to go ahead and do that on these 3 also, so you can see that it's the same no matter what the figure is. So I'm going to draw my apothem. I'm going to draw my radius. This side is now 11. I'm going to draw my apothem and draw my radius. The whole side is 14, so this side is 7. I'm going to draw my apothem and draw my radius. So this is 4.5. All right, so the next thing, in order to find the apothem, so I'm going to call this A for apothem, A for apothem. So in order to find the apothem, I'm going to have to do trig again. This time I need this angle. So I need the angle that's by the center. I need my central angle. So I'm going to do 360 divided by 5, which is 72, and take half. So this angle is 36 degrees. So this is opposite and this is adjacent. So the tangent of 36 is opposite over. When it's in the bottom, we have to divide. So 4 divided by tangent 36. So we get 5.5. So my apothem is 5.5. Cool, because now I have the perimeter and the apothem. So now I can find my area. Perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So 5.5. So I get 110. And this is rounding nicely so that your final answer, because I rounded this number, this one comes out to be more perfect. It's normally not going to be like that. So now let's do this one. So 360 divided by 6 sides is 60, divided by 2 is 30. So this angle is 30 degrees. This is adjacent, 11 is opposite. The tangent of 30 is opposite over adjacent. Do y'all notice it's the same? Okay, so we're just going to do the same thing again. So my apothem is 11 over tangent 30, which is 19.05. Now I have the apothem and the perimeter. Perimeter times apothem divided by 2. 132 times 19.05 divided by 2. So area is 1257.3 yards squared. This one, we have 8 sides. So 360 divided by 8 is 45. Divided by 2 is 22.5. So now this angle is 22.5 degrees. So I'm going to do the same thing I did here. 7 is opposite. The apothem is adjacent. So the tangent of 22.5 is opposite over adjacent. So if you're looking for the apothem, you do tangent and divide. If you know the apothem, you do tangent and multiply. So those two kind of go together. So 7 divided by tangent 22.5. So we find out that our apothem is 16.90. So area, perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So 946.4. And that is meters squared. All right, last one like this. So 360 divided by 3 sides is 120. Half of 120 is 60. So this angle is 60 degrees. This is opposite. This is adjacent. The tangent of 60 is opposite over adjacent. So 4.5 divided by tangent, 60. So 2.60. Area, perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So 35.1 centimeters squared. Okay, I'm going to work it as well, and then you peek up for answers, okay? So we're going to go to get the side here. This is opposite and this is hypotenuse. So the sine of 36 is opposite over hypotenuse. So my side is 19 sine 36. So that would be 11.17. So if this is 11.17, this is 11.17. So the whole side is 22.34. So my perimeter is 5 sides at 22.34. So 111.7. The apothem is adjacent. So the cosine of 36 is apothem over 19. So my apothem is 19 cosine 36, so 15.37. So area is perimeter, oops, get that right, 111.7 perimeter times apothem divided by 2. So 1117 times 15.37 divided by 2 is 858.41 meters squared. All right, and I'm going to do this last one. Again, starting with the same thing, I'm going to find this little piece right here. So the sine of 22.5 is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So the side is going to be 7 sine 22.5. So 2.68. So if this part's 2.68, that part's 2.68. So the whole side is 5.36. So my perimeter, there are 8 sides, and each side is 536. So my perimeter is 42.88. To find the apothem, I'm going to use cosine. The cosine of 22.5 is apothem over hypotenuse. So my apothem is 6.47. So area, perimeter, times apothem, divided by 2. So 138.72 millimeters squared. I know it's a lot. There's a lot of baby steps in each one of these problems. Luckily, each baby step is fairly simple. It's just a lot of them. But if you will follow this as your guide when you're doing these problems, okay? If you know the apothem, find the side by doing tangent. If you know the side, find your apothem by doing tangent. If you only know the radius, then you're going to need to do sine and cosine to get the apothem and the side. So maybe make note here that this is to find the side, this is to find the apothem. So sine for the side, cosine for the apothem, because it was the same way every single time, okay?